You could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. What he means is Old Testament, yeah, man. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. 4 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes. The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Setting the standard and raising the bar here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real award-winning media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman. And this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. It is the 26th day of April in the year 2025, and it is 10:18. That's right, 10:18. Tip of the cap to the producer over there. But it has been quite an interesting week. And, well, there's a lot of stuff to get into. Yesterday was nuts. Yeah, yesterday was out of control. Absolutely nuts, and we will get into it. In fact, it's on the front page of the Richmond Times-Dispatch this morning. So, let me grab it here. There we go. Oh, there it is. So here we are. We have the Richmond Times-Dispatch. You can see it right there. And it talks about, of course, our friend, old Uncle John Reed, who is running for lieutenant governor, was asked by the current sitting governor, Glenn Youngkin, to step down. That's right, told him to step down, and we'll get all into that. We will get into that, but we'll do that around 11 o'clock. It is the 10 o'clock hour. We're talking about toys, cartoons, and everything else fancy. And, of course, over my shoulder right here, what you see is you see Dumbo. Yeah, it's right there. Dumbo came in the mail the other day. And so he's sitting right over there. Wait, what? What do you mean that's not Dumbo? You told me you got me a Dumbo action figure. You're telling me that's not Dumbo? It looks like Dumbo to me. I mean, there's the Dumbo up there, and then there's like the articulated Dumbo. What do you mean that's disrespectful? Disrespectful to who? Dumbo? Because that's not Dumbo? Well, you're telling me now that's not Dumbo. And I thought it was Dumbo. Oh, now you got me all confused. Well, I was so excited that you guys told me, hey, look, Sam, we got you a Dumbo action figure. And then out of nowhere, you guys are now telling me I can't call it Dumbo because it's disrespectful. If it's anything disrespectful, it's disrespectful to Dumbo. Because all of a sudden, they're using his likeness now for an action figure. I don't know if that's right. That might be pretty sketch. It sounds pretty sketch. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you sit there and you have Dumbo right there, and you tell me that I was going to get a Dumbo action figure, and I don't have a Dumbo action figure now. Well, this just threw everything off the rails. I had a whole different show here planned, and then now all of a sudden you guys tell me that this isn't Dumbo, and then I'm being disrespectful by calling it Dumbo when the disrespect is the fact that you gave me a third-party figure that's not Dumbo. How about that? Because it's not Dumbo. No, it's not. No, don't try to sit there and say it was a joke now, because I was sitting there looking for an articulated Dumbo. And then I get on air and I tell everybody, hey, look, I got an articulated Dumbo. And then you guys over on the other side of the glass tell me that this is not Dumbo. This just wrecked the whole show. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And then just this first segment, though, shame on you guys. What are you guys doing? I thought it was Dumbo. And now you're telling me that it's not Dumbo. Whatever. Maybe I should just sell it. Should I just sell it? Anybody out there want it? Should I just sell this thing? I mean, it just came the other day. What, yesterday? When did you guys order this? Last Saturday. And it came Friday. Oh, well, listen, it got here We didn't even talk about this last week, did we? No, of course not. We were going over all other kinds of crazy nonsense, I'm sure. But I do see some people in the chat here. I see Dead Man, see Day as well, Ash Bailey, a couple of other people here, Lone Dragon, Sergeant Schultz, and some other people who are joining into the chat. We are broadcasting live, of course, on WDCE. That is a real radio microphone right there, a real radio microphone, and that broadcasts to a real radio station. In fact, the longest independent radio station in Richmond, Virginia. So that's it right there. Yeah, so WDCE 90.1 FM. But then you're probably sitting around saying, well, Sam, I'm not local. In fact, all the people that are joining us on social media, that's at Sam Newsman all over social media, a lot of them aren't here local themselves. So then they say, well, Sam, how do we listen to the show? Well, the video segments, and the whole show is not just video, it's video and radio. But the video segments can be found at Sam Newsman all over social media. We're broadcasting live currently on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram. So the Sam cams are up and running on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. So shout out, of course, to anybody who's already on there. White Vegeta just joining in. Shout out to you, sir. And so, yeah, but what happens is that you join into the conversation. Send me a little message or something, and if I'm able to see it when I have my glasses, no, I don't need glasses. I eat carrots. I don't need any glasses. Sunglasses, maybe. Sunglasses, but it is kind of cloudy outside right now. So overcast here on the Overcast campus at the University of Richmond. A couple other ways, of course, you can join us. I told you it was a radio show as well. If you're not here locally, close by the radio in Richmond, Virginia, well, what you can do is you can download the Live 365 app and search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to the show live through that radio feed. Also, WDCE.org and WDCE.net. Yeah, those are the places. Like I said, you can find us all over social media. Now, I did remember that last couple of weeks we've been talking about Mario Kart, right? Remember Mario Kart? Well, the Switch 2 released on Thursday, and you were able to get one. Producer said he was able to get one. Well, that's fantastic. Well, that's good. You know, it's always very interesting. I sat there and thought about it for a moment that, well, this is pretty smart in terms of business, advertising, and marketing. That Nintendo would sit there and release a new console in June. So that way the people that really want it can grab it and buy it. And that way by Christmas time, those people will already have it. And then that way the kiddies can go and get their Nintendo, their new Nintendo, and it will be readily available for the masses by the holiday season. And now, if you are one of those people who did pick up one and you're just trying to flip it right now, you know, there's a special place in hell for you for that. You know that? Because there's absolutely no reason for you to sit there and buy this thing and try to flip it for a profit. And if anybody buys one from somebody who's reselling it, shame on you. You're a part of the problem yourself. But anyway, so we have that. Coming down eventually, some Mario Kart goodness, and just stick around for all of that. Now, like I did tell you a few moments ago, this is a radio show. So I do have a radio segment here coming up in just a few moments. But before we get to that, I do need to give a tip of the cap. Someone who's always first in chat and listening to the show, and that is Mary Murr. So tip of the cap to Mary Murr, also G-Man as well. Penny and Princess Puffers. Give my own shout outs. Well, listen, if I have a radio show, can I give my own shout outs? How about I give a shout out to your mom? How about your mom? Shout out your mom. Just tell her I said hi. But here we are, like I said, it is the 26th day of April, the year 2025. And of course, what I'm planning on doing is some getting started. Do we have this up and running yet? No, we don't. We're getting there. So I have a couple of jams I'm going to play. You know what we haven't done in a while is we haven't played a D block, right? Well, so in honor of Dumbo and this Dumbo action figure that you guys are now saying that it's not a Dumbo action figure, which I'm not sure why you would sit there and try to play a prank on me like that. You know how much I love Dumbo, and that you guys want to sit there and say, oh, we got you a Dumbo action figure, Sam. Look at this. And it's not. Now you're telling me it's got 4 arms as well? What kind of Dumbo has 4 arms? Oh, man, talk about, you know what, I'm telling you right now. You talk about some bootleg stuff over here. It's about as bootleg as you can get. All of a sudden, you're trying to tell me that, oh, this is, yeah, you know what this is? This is nothing but a bootleg Dumbo figure. A bootleg Dumbo figure with 4 arms. Absolutely upsetting. I'm upset. I am upset. Shame on companies that can get away with that too, right? Trying to sit there and say, oh, well, look at this third-party Dumbo figure with 4 arms. Yeah. And then they don't even name it Dumbo. Listen, I am still upset about that. You guys did kind of derail me with that one. But I do have a D block here coming up. I got the professor coming on the other side of this. And that's a radio only segment. So just make sure you are listening to us on the radio, WDCE.org, WDCE.net. That's WDCE.org or WDCE.net. Shout out to Ms. Ew and DFS, who just joined in. I see Big M as well joining in too. And there we go. Was it Puppet Show at the end of the time? Puppet Show at the end of time. Shout out to you. Well, if it's the end of time and there's only puppet shows left, sounds like a good time to me. Setting the standard and raising the bar. You're on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real award-winning media puppet. Make sure you download the Live 365 app, search WDCE, or go to WDCE.org or WDCE.net to listen to this radio-only segment that we'll do probably till about 11 o'clock-ish. You got to give me the ish. Okay, so you got to give me the ish. What? I mean, listen, can I get the ish? I should get the ish. A little something. Anyways, well, let's get out of here. The D block, this goes off to everybody because everybody loves it when we play the D block, but we haven't played a D block because nothing like a big fat D all up in your ear on Saturday morning, that's for sure. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.